Tony Gwynn is widely known as the best contact hitter in the history of baseball. He simply could not miss. The 15-time All-Star and extremely low 4.2% strikeout rate during his long career. Gwynn was Mr. San Diego, so beloved by the fans and team that the street the team's current stadium is on is called 19 Tony Gwynn Drive. He earned it all. The multi-sport athlete from San Diego State University was drafted by the team in the same city, 58th overall. Fun fact, he was also drafted by the San Diego Clippers in the NBA. But obviously he denied it for the chance to play baseball for the San Diego Padres. And the Padres star etched his name into history by recording over 3,000 hits during his career, and he was no slouch in the field. He had 5 Gold Gloves during his career in the outfield. While Tony Gwynn never won a World Series with San Diego, he gave his all to the city. This effort helped him land himself in the Baseball Hall of Fame in 2007. Now on to the main topic of the video, and why you all clicked here today. Who is the modern Tony Gwynn? What player has the same tools and results as Gwynn? Well, the answer is complicated. In my opinion, it is more of who is the closest to Gwynn, who himself was a once-in-a-lifetime player. The player closest to him is Luis Arraez. Arraez is the type of player the older fans love, as he played the game the quote-unquote old-fashioned way and the right way. A player that hits for contact and rarely strikes out. His 6% career strikeout rate may be higher than Gwynn's, but is still elite. However, both of them noticeably lack power, but Arraez seems to be worse in that department, having a lower home run percentage than Gwynn did, and Arraez is in an era of baseball where the MLB average home run percent is higher. In fairness to Arraez, he is also in an era of baseball that strikes out a lot more. The MLB average during Gwynn's career is around 50%, while it was up to 23% for Arraez's career. Hell, Ellie De La Cruz, the Red Star shortstop, has surpassed Gwynn's career strikeout total in just under 3 seasons, which is crazy. The big thing surrounding the comparison of the two players is that Arraez's overall numbers are much worse, even though he's played less. Arraez seems to be just a one-tool player. He maxed out his contact and gave up everything else. He does not miss the baseball, being in the 100th percentile in whiff percentage and strikeout percentage, essentially the best in the sport. Yet his bat is considered to be of negative value, especially this year, 2025. A big note is that Arraez is still only 28 and has yet to become even close to retirement. He has a lot of time to improve and hopefully better himself at the game of baseball. But at this moment, he is no Tony Gwynn, just the closest thing we have. Another thing to point out is the difference in defensive value. Gwynn was a Gold Glover outfielder, while Arraez is a utility guy, played all over the place but currently a below-average first baseman, and he has a terrible highlight reel. Arraez is also slow and a bad base runner compared to Gwynn, who had a career high of over 40 stolen bases in a season, essentially making us only able to consider contact in this scenario, which both players excel at. Hitting the ball, fouling off pitches, and be able to hit balls far out of the zone. They're able to reach and hit it unlike Javi Baez. They can do it all. Well, granted, Baez has been getting better. That's a different topic. Yet, Gwynn seems to be superior, especially at placement. Arraez can hit it, but most of the time it is extremely weak, supported by his first percentile bat speed and third percentile average exit velocity. Enough about numbers and facts, let's get into a breakdown of Arraez's career and life. Luis Arraez grew up in Venezuela as a kid and signed out of there at the age of 16 in 2013, as he signed with the Twins. He then started pro ball the following year at the age of 17 and grinded his way through the minors for the next 5 years. And in 2019 got called up to make his major league debut at the age of 22. He hit .334 over 92 games and managed to get a few Rookie of the Year votes while playing for the Twins. He showed some promise even then, even though he had a higher strikeout rate than what we know of now. Year 2 should have been the year he could fully break out, but COVID happened. Everybody knows, shortened 2020 season. He only had 121 at-bats, but he still hit .321, but failed to hit a homer, showing that, like Gwynn, power will be his weakness throughout his career. Year 3 seemed to be a bit of regression, as his strikeout rate jumped to 10% and his average dipped below 300, yet he still finished the year as an above-average bat. Year 4 seems to be where we got the Arraez we know today, as he made his first All-Star game and won his first batting title, winning it by hitting .316. He also snagged his first career Silver Slugger by having a 128 OPS+. Year 5 seems to be the peak and most important year of his career, as it was his first year not playing in Minnesota as he dealt to Miami. He also got his first playoff experience that really mattered, because we all know the Twins lost a lot of playoff games, even with Arraez there. He continued on from last season and improved, making yet another All-Star team and winning another batting title. A batting title that made history, as he won back-to-back batting titles, one in each league. 22 was the Twins in the AL, and 23 was Miami in the National League. He also added another Silver Slugger to his trophy case. This is also a season where the Tony Gwynn comparisons really kicked in, as before the All-Star break he was hitting around .400, which drawn a lot of comparisons between the two, especially with how he played. But he did not finish the year hitting .400, of course, but his .354 is still extremely elite batting average. Year 6 involved another switch-up, as after struggling for the first month, he was dealt to the Padres, where he did struggle a little bit more until he caught on to a wave and finished the year hitting off .314, securing a third straight batting title. He also added his third straight All-Star game to his resume. This season was still a downgrade from previous years. Year 7 is still in progress, the year being 2025, but we can see how he's doing so far. The current results seem to be continued regression. He's batting below 300, his OPS is lower, but it's not all bad. His 2.2 per strikeout percentage is amazing, something we haven't seen in I don't think ever, maybe besides Tony Gwynn at times, as he has struck out just 5 times in 231 games. While it's not his best season by any means, there are still some very positive signs. What can we garner from his career so far? Well, the main thing is that it is obvious he is no Tony Gwynn. Gwynn at this point in his career was worth around 30 WAR, while Arraez is half that, at only 15. Yet, while Arraez is not Tony Gwynn by any means, you could technically say that he is the closest we got, as Arraez is currently the best contact hitter in the game, and I mean pure contact bat. His bat-to-ball skills are stuff every single Little League coach dreams about, the type of stuff that they would leave their wife for. Yet Arraez lacks other tools. He lacks speed, defense, power, and I guess arm strength. He doesn't really have much else besides contact. But overall, he's still a good player, and he could be great. He just has to make a lot of improvements. He has to go a long way until he can make the comparisons to Gwynn even a little bit accurate. At the end of the day, Arraez does not need to become Tony Gwynn. He can become his own player, and that is just fine. Playing just to be like him does not make any sense for Arraez, and I hope he continues to become his own ball player, try to distance from Tony Gwynn, and etch his name into history books as one of the best contact hitters the sport has ever seen. I'd like to thank you guys for watching, and if you could leave a comment, subscribe, and just like the video, it would mean a lot to me. And I see you all later, and I hope you enjoyed.